Black people learned how to style our hair when everything was denied us. It's like if we just start with the US on these plantations, you're making combs out of whatever you have. You don't have a brush. These are not priorities for people, and no time to be braiding and styling each other's hair. We used to tear up these little strips of cloth, tie them around our hair with whatever it was. Working in the sun all week meant that when you took these little strips of cloth out, between the sweat and the grease you had curls. You had curled your hair, and you would pull your hair out on Sunday and you would go to church. It was hair in its natural state, but we still figured out how to work with it. The next big moment is when there's groups of hairdressers. In the same way that it's almost impossible to think about how do you style Black hair with no utensils, think about there's no options for work for Black women in the South and in many parts of the Midwest. There are laws in these states saying you can't be anything but a domestic or an agricultural laborer. Madam C.J. Walker was a member of an entire community. In fact, she worked for a woman named Madam Annie Malone. They determined that they were going to turn hairdressing into a career. There were thousands of Black women who turned to hairdressing as a career. And hairdressing was working with and for other Black women. They sent kids to school, they paid mortgages, they got out of bad marriages, one after another, because there was something for them to do. The genius of those Black women